Hello, everyone. My name is Cindy Sturbridge. I'm the Director of Employer Relations and Special Events for the Center for Career and Professional Development. And I'm so glad you could join us for today's webinar, How to Navigate the Virtual Career Expos. Introduce our speaker today and our Handshake guru, my colleague, Stephanie Swanger.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Cindy. I appreciate that introduction. I also introduce Cindy, just so you know who she is. Cindy is CCPD's Director of Employer Relations and Special Events. And so collectively together, the two of us do quite a bit of event planning for the office, which includes our office's annual career fairs and expos. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. And just want to talk about a little about who we are before we get into the meat of this presentation. So in case for any reason you are not familiar with our office, we are the Center for Career and Professional Development, and we are based out of every campus for Mercer, and we serve all students and alumni for life. And so our goal is to equip and empower all Mercerians to thrive in this lifelong process of career development. And so we understand that your career development doesn't stop when you cross the graduation stage. We would not be doing our job if we stopped serving you then. And so we are very proud to offer customized, innovative, and comprehensive career resources to not only students, but alumni as you progress throughout your career. And so what we're going to discuss today is, number one, what is a virtual career expo? If you were not able to participate in our fall expos, we'll bring you up to speed and let you know how this works. We'll talk about registration, how you will physically meet with recruiters, or shall I say virtually meet with recruiters. And then we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of your preparation, including why you may or may not want to be included in a resume book and how you would prepare your professional documents. So with that being said, I want to start off with saying, what is a virtual career expo? If you have previously attended one of our in-person career expos before the pandemic, you're going to see a lot of the same exact things that you have experienced before. You're going to be able to meet with employers and graduate programs. You're going to be able to learn about future opportunities for yourself, whether they apply now or in the future. And so we are always very open to the fact that these expos are for students of all academic levels, from first year to doctoral, and for our alumni, whether you're looking for an opportunity right now or not. You might be gathering information to discuss future opportunities, or you might be looking for your next career move. And so it's through, you absolutely will have the opportunity to learn about future career opportunities, and also the opportunity to express your interest in a particular company, graduate program, job, internship, or career opportunity. What's going to be different about a virtual career expo? Well, number one, you don't have to travel anywhere. You will not have to come to campus, any of Mercer's campuses, in order to make this event happen. You will be able to engage with the Career Expo from the comfort of the location of your choosing, and you will do it through your laptop, tablet, or phone. And so you're going to virtually engage with employers via video, audio, and chat settings. So what makes Handshake really unique as opposed to some of the other virtual expo platforms is that you'll get to see recruiters face to face. And so we want to 100% prepare you that you still want to approach this event like an in-person expo. You still want to dress appropriately and professionally. You still want to prepare yourself as if you were meeting someone face to face. But of course, we're just going to be doing it in the virtual landscape of the Handshake video platform. Another thing that's going to be new for you is, instead of just stopping by employer tables, you're actually going to be able to schedule your meetings. So I'll use as an example, if you are a student and you're attending the expo and you know that for 2 hours of the expo you have class, so you can't schedule meetings during those times, but you know you're going to be available for, we'll say, 90 minutes of the expo, you'll be able to go in immediately and start scheduling meetings with the employers and graduate programs of your interest. You don't have to leave it up to chance. You can go ahead and start scheduling those appointments now. And you'll also have the opportunity to engage in group sessions, which will be very important for those of you who are just gathering information, but you're not quite ready yet to have that one-on-one session with a recruiter. And we'll talk a little bit about what the difference in those two types of meetings here in a second. So when are our virtual career expos this semester? Well, we have the Educator Fair, which will be coming up on Thursday, February 4th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. This is for Mercerians who are interested in teaching, leadership, and counseling opportunities within the P-12 education industry. So it's not just limited to those entry-level teachers. We are also opening this event up like we traditionally do to students that are in any of the counseling programs who are looking at school counseling positions, and then also those that are looking for principal, assistant principal types of leadership opportunities. There will also be available, I know of at least one recruiter so far that's attending that is opening up what I'll call non-traditional summer opportunities for educators. So again, lots of different opportunities at the Educator Fair. On Thursday, February 25th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., we will have our all-industry Virtual Career Expo. And this is for Mercerians, interested in meeting with employers and graduate programs from a variety of industries, which could include educator, but most likely is going to include your traditional business, engineering, fine arts, human services types of industries. So we're going to start off really quickly with I'm going to sprinkle in some expo tips throughout this presentation. So number one, what do you do before the expo? How do you even get to expo day? So number one is preparation is key. There are some tips and some tricks and some things that you need to implement before you even start and get to either February 4th or the 25th. First is that you're going to need to register for the expo, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. And after you register, you're going to need to start signing up for some of those meetings. You're also going to want, and it's going to benefit you to update your Handshake profile, to research the potential companies that are going to be there so that you know which companies you may want to meet with, and then to also prepare that elevator pitch or to prepare that intro that you're going to give to a recruiter when you meet with them and explain to them why you might be interested in learning more about their opportunities. So how do you register? First and foremost, you're going to register for a Virtual Career Expo in Handshake. And so if you have not already done so, I would highly encourage you to activate your Handshake account, or if you haven't been in the system for a while, definitely get in there and play around and see all the new updates that have happened over the past few months. You can log into your account at mercer.joinhandshake.com. This is also linked out of my Mercer as well as off of our department webpage. But once you're logged in, so I'll also add, in order to log in, you do not need to create an account. An account has already been created for you. One of the things that you're going to do when you visit mercer.joinhandshake.com is you will click you want to log in as a student if you are a currently enrolled student, and it's going to redirect you to a single sign-on page where you will input your Mercer MUID, and you will also input the associated password, just like you would sign into My Mercer, Canvas, or your email, and then it'll redirect you to full access of Handshake. If you are an alumni, you will need to create an account, and I can walk you through that process if you'd like to reach out to me at any point. But once you're logged into Handshake, in order to get to the events, you can either click events in the big white box there in the middle of the screen with the orange arrow pointed to it, or you can click events in the upper left-hand corner of the menu bar. Once you're on events, you're going to get a whole slew of events that are going to pop up, including events like today's webinar, but there will also be events that are hosted by employers, some of our future events, and our career fairs. So in order to filter down to just the career fairs, you can use the filter button up top by the search box and narrow it down to career fairs, at which point these two events will pop up. As you can see on my screenshot, I have shown you what it looks like not only to find the events, but to register for the events. So that part that is on the right-hand side is your schedule, and your schedule will show anything that you have registered for. So for example, if you had registered for an employer event with Google that you had seen in the event listing, it would populate on your schedule. So for me right now, you can see that I have registered for both the Virtual Educator Career Fair and the Spring 2021 All Industry Virtual Career Expo. So once you are on either one of these pages, we'll say that you clicked onto the All Industry Career Expo webpage, you are going to get a page that looks like this. And in order to register for the event, you want to click the blue register button in the upper right-hand corner. And this is how you are going to express interest in this event. This is not the only step that you need to perform, but this is going to be your first step in determining that you are interested in this event. Next, you should get a pop-up that looks something like this. It's going to say, guess what? You're registered, but you're not quite done yet. Next, you want to start building your schedule. So for example, the Educator Career Fair is coming up here in a few weeks, and it is a little bit farther along in its development than the All Industry Fair. As we get closer and closer to each event, more and more employers will start building out their schedules. And so employers will be opening up both group sessions and one-on-one sessions so that students can come in and build their schedule. So we'll say if you registered today, you went and viewed the employer sessions, and it wasn't quite what you were looking for just yet. Don't worry. What I want you to do is to continue to check back on this page, because we'll say that your key employer registers today and they don't build their schedule until tomorrow. If you registered for the event today, you may not necessarily see their available group and one-on-one sessions. So you do want to occasionally visit back to the career fair page, see what new employer sessions are available, and so that you know what you want to sign up for. Also, I will let you know that our staff will prompt you to do the same, as will Handshake. As we get closer to the event, we will also send reminders to say, don't forget to check out these awesome employers who are attending the expo. So this is what it's going to look like. These are two screenshots from our fairs last semester. I just wanted to show you an example of what group sessions and one-on-ones look like. So what's a group session and what's a one-on-one? In this upper box, I guess I'll say, you'll see Geico, and Geico is offering both group sessions and one-on-one sessions, or I said was, since this isn't the upcoming fair, but they were offering both group sessions and one-on-ones. And so group sessions are 30-minute opportunities where you can sit back as a group of up to 1 to 50 members and hear about the opportunities. In these cases, many employers and graduate programs will prepare a presentation and then open the floor for questions and answers. Depending on the size of the group, so again, anywhere from 1 to 50 people can attend a group session. I have seen that in some of these smaller group sessions, employers, you can just unmute yourself and ask a question, but as the event numbers grow, usually you'll ask your questions through chat. So you should be prepared to engage both via video and chat box in group sessions. One-on-one sessions are definitely an opportunity where you want to be camera ready. You want to be ready to engage with someone in a one-on-one session. One-on-one sessions are 10 minutes long, again, as opposed to group sessions, which are 30 minutes long. And it is important to know that you can't double book yourself. So, and I'll show that, I believe, on a future slide, but you can't sign up for both a group session and a one-on-one session during the same time slot. Handshake will warn you that that's not a possibility. So you'll look at both of these. This is what scheduling for these two ways of interaction occur. So on the left-hand side, we have a group session. And so in this case, FIU held a group session last semester about graduate funding. How do you fund your graduate program? And this event was from 12 to 12:30, and you could select one of the 50 slots for that group session. And you would open up that specific event and just say confirm. And that's going to add that to your personalized schedule. So the importance here as well is to understand that your schedule is going to look different than one of your classmates' schedules. And this is why you want to go ahead and register now, because slots are limited. So again, coming over here to these one-on-one sessions, we have Geico. And Geico, these are the one-on-one sessions that were available with Geico. Once that 10:30 slot is gone, it's gone. There's not going to be another 10:30 slot. So this is why you want to engage early and often with the career fair, so that you can make sure you're meeting with the recruiters that are on the top of your list. So what do you do during the expo? You've built your schedule, you register for the event, you built your schedule, you've done all your preparation. What do you need to do during the actual event? Well, number one, like I mentioned earlier, dress professionally. You will likely be appearing on camera, especially if you're doing one-on-one sessions. And so you just want to make sure to put the best you forward. Of course, you want to arrive on time, if not early. It's unlikely that you'll be able to sign in to any one of your sessions early, like you would arrive early for a physical interview, but you certainly don't want to arrive late. You do want to select an environment that is going to be quiet enough for you to engage potentially one-on-one with a recruiter. And so I would avoid high traffic areas. I would avoid areas with loud backgrounds. And when possible, select some place that has a neutral background behind you. And then of course, like any other interaction, whether it be phone, virtual, in person, you always want to ask questions. And when meeting face-to-face, maintain eye contact. So this is what your personalized schedule could look like. Again, as a reminder, group sessions are 30 minutes and individual meetings are 10 minutes. You can't double book, but I'll give you a little caveat to that here in a second. And again, remember, employers are still creating their schedules. So the appointments that are available today may look different than the appointments are available tomorrow. Similarly, if you need to cancel any one of your appointments, you can cancel an appointment and reschedule it and send a very nice note to the recruiter letting them know why you canceled. Had an emergency come up, need to move my appointment to 12:45, and you'll be able to do that. But so you'll see over here in this mock session setup that this person has scheduled a general information session. They're doing a group session from 11 to 11:30 with the company Sprinkle Dreams. And then they're going to follow that up by doing a one-on-one with Sprinkle Dreams with a recruiter from 11:30 to 11:40. There is one change or one addition from last fall's group or Virtual Career Expos. You can join a group session that is already in progress. So we will say that there are two companies holding sessions and you really like both of them and you don't really know which one you want to attend. And so you leave it up to the last minute and you realize, oh no, that group session started 10 minutes ago. A Handshake has made it to where you can join a group session that is in progress so that you can still learn about that company. And so that is a new addition for this semester. So what is it going to look like? Well, this is what it's going to look like. This screenshot is actually directly from Handshake, but this is what the platform vaguely looks like with a few give and takes depending on whether you are in an individual or a group session. But you, especially when you're meeting one-on-one with a recruiter, you'll have the ability to see your video and their video. There will also be a chat feature and your video link will activate at your meeting time. So for example, if you have an 11 o'clock one-on-one with Geico, your video link will activate at 11 o'clock. So I always get the question, well, what video platform are we using? We're using Handshake. It's not Zoom, it's not WebEx, it's not FaceTime, it's not Skype. It is the Handshake video platform. So on that actual day of the event, you're going to log into Handshake to interact with employers. You're going to go to the Career Fair page and visit your personalized schedule. And then at the time of each one of your appointments, that video link will activate and you'll be able to click into each one of your video appointments and interact with that employer. What it allows you to do is you don't have to keep track of a Zoom link for this appointment and a Skype link for this appointment. You'll be able to follow your schedule along throughout the day in Handshake. So what do you do after the expo? Number one, if you have found any amazing opportunities, don't forget to apply for those opportunities. If you had a recruiter that said, thank you so much, I've enjoyed talking to you, we have a position open on our website, please go to our website and apply, and you're really interested, don't forget to apply for that opportunity. But when possible, if you had a great connection with an employer, send a thank you note to them. Connect with them on LinkedIn, apply for their opportunities, watch for future events from that employer. I will tell you some of the tips and tricks that I learned from our students last year. Don't forget to ask the employer for their email address, whether that's a group session or a one-on-one session, excuse me. Don't forget to ask them for their email address so that you can follow up with them. It's not normally automatically provided because sometimes employers have to direct you to a generalized HR email. They can't direct you to their personal email. So you always want to make sure that you get some sort of information to reach out to them, just like you would in person by grabbing a business card or by jotting down their contact information. So now we're going to talk a little bit about your preparation and how you prepare for these events and how you get ready for that expo day. So one of the questions you may be asked throughout this process is, do you want to participate in a resume book? And you might be asking yourself, well, I don't know. Do I want to participate in the resume book? What is a resume book? And so a resume book is a collection of student and alumni resumes that are available to interested employers. And so what it does for you as a candidate is it allows you additional exposure if you are seeking opportunities. So for me, I would register for the Career Expo. Am I interested in participating in the resume book? Absolutely. What that's going to require me to do is, number one, in order to participate, you have to opt in. We're not going to automatically opt you in. We're not going to automatically share any of your documents or your information with an employer. So you have to opt into this process to say, yes, I am okay with my resume being shared with employers. Next, what you'll have to do is you'll have to take action, by uploading your resume to an appropriate portal. And this is most likely going to be a job posting in Handshake, and we will walk you through that. So anyone who says, yes, I'm interested in this opportunity, you're going to receive additional information from us. Know that it is okay to express interest and then never participate. I do have students that do that all the time who said, yes, I'm interested. And the time comes and they're like, maybe not. And then on the flip side, I also have students who initially said no, who said, actually, now that I think about it, I do want to participate. But again, what this allows you to do is to provide your resume to any interested employer who may then reach out to you and contact you. So in that case, of course, you want to make sure that when you are participating in a resume book, you're uploading the most recent and current version, the polished version of your resume, and that it has the appropriate contact information. Double check that email, double check that telephone number, and make sure that there are no typos, because that's how employers may reach out to you. So again, perfect example, maybe Waffle House is interested in the resume book. And so they receive the resume book and they see a great candidate, but that candidate didn't meet with them during a one-on-one or a group session. And so they reach out to that candidate and say, hey, I was looking at your resume. You look like a great fit for our management program. If you're interested, reach out to me and let me know. I'd be happy to engage in a conversation with you. So again, what this allows you to do is it allows you to engage with employers who you may not have had the time to meet with or may not have even known about the opportunities that they offer. So how do you prepare these documents? If you're going to participate in the resume book, or if you're going to have that resume ready for this event, how do you prepare your documents? Well, number one, know that that's where CCPD steps in. We can help you prepare your resume, your cover letter, personal statements, any sort of professional documents that you will need in your career development journey. There's a couple different ways that you can gain assistance with your document. Number one, know that we have an amazing CCPD YouTube channel where webinars like this are uploaded constantly. And we have already out there several webinars that pertain to building and customizing your resume for this process. You can also seek an electronic resume review via Handshake, and I will show you how to do that in a second, or you can also make an appointment with one of our consultants. So how do you upload a resume for review? You will, once you're logged in to Handshake, you can click the circle icon in the upper right-hand corner. It will either be your photo if you have uploaded a headshot, or it will be your initials if you have not. And once you click on that menu, you will receive a drop down. And in that drop down, you want to click the documents option. You can upload any number of documents to this section. You are not limited in the number of documents. So you can, for example, have a teaching resume and a business resume. You can have a resume that's customized towards finance positions and a resume that's customized towards marketing positions. And this is where you will seek our help. So documents, traditionally, documents that are uploaded in this section will be reviewed by our staff. And so again, if you see over here in the blue button, you can see add a new document, and you'll be able to upload resumes, cover letters, transcripts if you should ever need them for a Handshake job opportunity, and then a category that is called other, and other is kind of the catch-all for anything else you would want us to look at. How would you schedule an appointment if you wanted to meet with a career consultant? Similarly, when you are logged into Handshake, there are two different ways to get to the appointment settings. You can either click Career Center in one of the white blocks in the center of the screen, or you can click Career Center, which is constantly up in the right-hand menu. What will happen there is you will get to, after you click that appointments piece on the career fair or career center page, excuse me, you'll want to select an appointment. So you'll click the blue schedule a new appointment button and then follow a series of prompts that will ask you about your appointment type. One thing I do want to point out when you choose a category, these categories are where our staff are located. However, I want you to know, I'll use as an example, if you're an Atlanta campus student, that doesn't mean you can only meet with Atlanta campus staff. You are welcome to meet with Macon campus staff, or you're welcome to meet with regional academic center staff. Each one of our staff purposely offers phone and virtual appointments so that we can serve students across cities, across time zones. I have actually worked with a student who was over in Europe who did a virtual appointment with me to work with some of her documents. So you're not limited geographically by a specific staff member or by a specific campus. But once you choose one of those categories, whether it be Atlanta, Macon, or regional academic centers and distance learning, you will then be presented with a number of appointments and a number of staff members that can serve you. So how do you figure out who you want to serve, or who to serve you, I guess I should say? Well, it really depends. We always would just say, just schedule the appointment. If we need to get you to a different person who might be a better fit for your specialty or your area of interest, we will definitely point you in that right direction. But each one of our staff members are equally qualified to be able to assist you in your career development needs. We do have this special interest chart on our webpage, which is career.mercer.edu, which is there simply as a quick guide to help students understand who might be the best fit. One thing I will say is within our staff, we currently have several staff members that serve students and alumni. The Stetson College of Business has 2 specific staff members that serve business students and alumni, and then the School of Law has their own career office, and then the School of Medicine does as well. The School of Medicine MD candidates are typically available to serve the MD candidates within their own career office, and we serve the other students that are in the master's programs. Lastly, I will say you can find us on social media. We are on any number of platforms at Mercer CCPD. We would always be happy to engage with you and help you locate any of the career development needs that you may possibly have. And with that, we will open it up for questions.
Excellent. Thanks, Stephanie. Yes, so if you do have a question, go ahead and put it in that chat box for us. We'll be happy to answer them for you.
And I'm going to pull up here really quick. I have, nope. Where is that? Here we go, my screen. I have Handshake open currently from the student view. So if we need to dive deep into any one of these facets of the Career Expo, or how to make an appointment or upload a document, I'm happy to do that in real time on the platform.
That just came in our chat box. If you have signed up for a one-on-one appointment for the Career Expo, what should we be should you be prepared to present something?
Gotcha. So think of your 10-minute one-on-one with an employer, an opportunity to present your, what I'll say usually your elevator pitch, and an opportunity for you to ask questions. And so it's not usually expected that you have any sort of formal preparation. The recruiters know that they are going to be meeting with students from first year to doctoral to alumni. And so each student is going to have a different need compared to their peers. And so with that, I would just say, be prepared to introduce yourself and any questions. So, I always pick on our friends at Geico because they attend pretty much every single one of our fairs. You would go into that meeting with that Geico rep, you would introduce yourself. And if you're looking for experiences, it might be a little bit about who you are and why you're qualified. If you're just learning about the opportunity, it could be, what internship opportunities do you have? And then it's a 10-minute opportunity for you and that recruiter to engage in a conversation back and forth, just like you would do if you were in person at a Career Expo.
Perfect. We have another question. If if a student chooses not to feature a certain resume on their profile, will a random one be displayed from their documents?
So you have to, so as a perfect example, you will have to determine which documents you want to be featured. So for example, in the resume book, you will want to upload the document of your choosing, and you will do that actually through a job posting, and you will get to pick the exact document you want featured. If you want a document, you can have one resume that is visible to the external world. And so it is designated by this visible piece. So you can see I'm changing which document is visible. These are clearly all sample documents that I have on my mock student account. But as an example, you can only keep one visible at a time. So no. And if you have none of them that are visible, none will be visible. That's not going to necessarily pull a random document. So you have to let the system know if you want any one of those documents to be a public document.
Excellent. I always love the tutorials like this. This is perfect. Able to see it in action.
Yes.
All right, we'll give everyone a couple more minutes to write a question or two if you have it. We're here, so just let us know.
Also, I was gonna just show really quick. Let me actually go over to our events. So again, over to our events, you can see without any filters, I have 1,000,001 different events over here. But again, I unregistered myself for the purpose of this webinar. You can see I'm only registered right now for the Virtual Educator Career Fair. If I click on the Virtual All Industry, I can register for that event. It's going to give me that pop-up to schedule some sessions. I can look at employer sessions. I can see what's available. Handshake is going to pay attention a little bit to how you interact with the system and how you engage with the system and what your major is and what you're looking for. So the more you interact with the system, the better recommendation it's going to give to you. But you'll notice right now, again, like I said, I always pick on our friends at Geico. Geico was showing first for me, whereas we'll say if you're in engineering, maybe an engineering company is going to show up first for you. Or if you're in education, it's going to sort these based on your appropriateness for the opportunity. Please note that later on, on February 18th, we will be having a build your schedule session. It'll be a drop-in Zoom from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. where I will be available on Zoom to assist anyone who's having difficulty building their sessions. Also that week, you're gonna receive, this is for the all industry, you are going to receive a list of all employers who are attending the expo. So we'll say, for example, you can't, for whatever reason, you can't seem to find Robins Air Force Base in the system, but you know that they're in there because you received the list of employers. You'll be able to log on with me and I can assist you with how to see certain employers.
Perfect. And we have another one, which I think is, which the document you just described may be able to help. So they're looking for positions that employers might be posting. So for example, this person is looking for something in HR. Would they be able to see employers looking to hire HR positions?
Yes. And so I won't necessarily be able to see everything from right here, but you do have filters to be able to filter down to employers. And the reason why I say that, this very unique individualized view is going to depend on a number of things. It's going to depend on your major. And I will let you know that your major is imported in the system from the registrar's office. Your programs are imported from the registrar's office. So for example, if you are logging into the system and it's saying you're biology and you know, no, I am marketing, it means the registrar believes that you're a biology major and maybe they haven't processed that change of major form or change of degree form yet. So you want to make sure that that happens because Handshake is going to pay attention to some of that information. And like I said, order these individual companies in a manner that such that it's going to try to put those more important ones for you in particular up top. But you can use a search box to locate different opportunities. You can use filters to locate different opportunities. You can look by various industries. And so I don't know if we'll pull up anything right now if I look in human resources, but keep in mind, yep, no results found. So what I like to point out with some of this is number one, the more filters you use, the fewer results you're going to get. The other thing to keep in mind, human resources is a perfect one. So thank you for asking this question. Human resources in and of itself is its own industry, but every industry has human resources officers. Manufacturing does, human services does, education does. So, for example, a P12 school district who needed a director of human resources, their industry is going to show as P12 education. And so sometimes when you start to limit yourself too much, you find that you get no results. So my usual suggestion is number one, start off just by looking at who's here. What are they offering? What's going on? Then start to dive deep through some of those filters and start to figure out what opportunities are available. The employers can connect their posting to job openings. I think maybe Geico did that. So let's look really quick. Can we see? Yeah. So you'll see right here, they have listed all of the job titles that the job postings and Handshake that they have connected with their registration. So you can see they're looking to recruit for their leadership development program, their management development program. So all that to say that if a company is recruiting for a specific role, again, I'll use Robins Air Force Base, primarily always looking for engineers, but if they're recruiting for an HR role and they linked it to their profile, they could put it right here and you would be able to see that.
Perfect. And then I do want to remind everyone how Stephanie mentioned our drop-in hours. So learn how to build your career fair schedule. That is going to be on February the 18th. And the drop-in hours are from 10 to 3. You can find the, information about that event on our on Handshake under events or on our website. And there'll also be some marketing out on our social media channels, so you can see the link on how to register for that.
And like I said, I mentioned earlier, that's going to be really informal. There is no presentation. Don't feel like you have to sign in at 10 a.m. If you can't sign in until 1:30, I'll still be there at 1:30. And it is generalized advice. So for example, I'm going to try to assist everyone. But for example, if we have 10 people that log in at once, I'm going to be giving generalized advice so that you can then implement my suggestions on your home computer while we walk through the process. And if it just happens to be me and you in the program at once or in the drop-in hours at once, then I'll help you directly build your schedule. And you can also build your schedule without attending that event. That's just an extra assistance session for those who might need it.
Alrighty, so I think we are coming close to time and not seeing any other messages come in. We'll go ahead and conclude this webinar.